The underdog is crushing the top dog.
It's just amazing what these guys can pull off.
He's going for Avro. Please run from Red Tank.
Oh, and he takes him out!
What a game! What a game! My God! They're attacking. There's every single vehicle, just like is moving up. They're assaulting them.
Welcome back to Thunder League.
And we are back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Thunder League Playoffs. As you can see, today's matches are exciting. We are going to witness the epic battle between Dislike and GOF. Dislike is one of the teams that a lot of people have waiting for a long time indeed, myself included. I really want to watch these guys play. But anyways, how are you guys doing? Commentating for your pleasure today are the Orange, Doom, and myself, Mike Goes Boom. Now, Orange, what do you think about this first match, and what do you think about the second match coming up between Arcade and Dynamite?
Well, here's what we have to say. For starters, GOF beat their Adler. Then, against my own surprise, they beat Think, my squadron. And now they're fighting Dislike. So we've seen 3 matches now in a row. Well, this is going to be the third match from GOF. But Dislike, since they were located in the top spot after the group stage, we haven't seen them play yet. So how much practice has gone around in the actual in the camp of Dislike is going to show now.
Indeed, Dislike hasn't played in the playoffs so far. This is actually their first match. Since they did finish first in the group stages with the most points overall, they essentially just skipped 2 rounds straight away and are that much closer to the semifinals. Although, GF can change that. We've seen GF do some amazing plays so far in the playoffs. They didn't really play too strong in the group stages, but they've definitely came back during these last couple of days of gaming and streaming. And here's the thing though, whoever loses this match is going to face off against Verve next. Now, I don't think either of these teams wants to face off against Verve. Verve yesterday, they were nasty. They were nasty.
It was nasty.
They fought off against their Adler, and even though we had to force the 5th match going into Berlin with a 2-2 tie, Verve took that 5th match no problem, even after some technical difficulties. Now, for the match of today, I'm not really sure what to expect. I mean, I am rooting for Dislike because, well, spoilers, I did vote for them. I was my RBT5. Dislike, your only hope to get the RBT5. But at the same time, I'm kind of rooting for GF as well. I've seen these guys play before, especially in the Thunder Cup. Since the Thunder Cup, I've always had my eye on GF. They are a very strong team. Now, they usually are a more tank-focused game, but they got themselves some new fresh blood into the team, got some good aircraft plays, and they demonstrated that they can actually play aircraft very well as well. Dislike, on the other hand, I don't even know what to say about those guys. They're completely unpredictable.
We never know what to expect from them, yeah. One thing I want to say about GOF is that their favorite map throughout the tournament has been Eastern Europe. And then when they were playing with Think, it was a second match, what happened was Think used their tactic against them, and they just crumbled. They didn't know what to do. They were all over the place and just simply couldn't get the match back to win. It was actually quite close at the very end. It was a 2 versus 2 engagement, but due to ticket loss, Think won.
Indeed. Now, it seems like the first battle is going to be on jungle. At least that's what Strelok32, the team captain of Dislike, is choosing here. And I gotta say, jungle is probably one of the maps that Dislike does best in. Not only because of, well, the mascot of the crab and, you know, crabs, jungle, beaches, stuff like that. Jungle is also a very chaotic map. You don't really tend to get many one-trick tactics in that map. It's nothing like Eastern Europe, where as long as you hold the C flag and hold the other side of the river, you're pretty much guaranteed to win. Jungle's completely different. The flags are all kind of apart. You can't really defend very well from one another. It's kind of very chaotic overall.
Indeed, it's a very chaotic map. You can't use specific tactics to win the match. So I'm expecting Dislike to play sort of the way Think did, which is to go for the cap circles early on in the game. GOF, though, you know, probably the best bet would be to go aggressive as well, because their defensive tactic, copying it from Eastern Europe, it isn't going to work out on jungle. There's nowhere to hide. You need support throughout the map, and you need to be covering each one.
Now, to trust that both of these teams know how to support their teammates. We've seen them before. Both GOF and Dislike are very good in that regard. They know how to support the lanes, they know how to support their teammates. Now, the thing about Thunder League is, you can be the best player around. You can have a team of the best players in the game. If you only play solo, if you don't know how to support each other and play as a team, you're not going to win this. The example that I really like to use is Akai Victory, for example. Akai Victory is a team of players that are actually pretty good. They do have very good players, but since they just didn't have the teamwork that the other teams had, they didn't make it to playoffs. That's the problem here. You have to know how to play as a team, and as long as you can do that, we have a very good chance. Teams like Arcade, teams like Verve, teams like Think, teams like Dislike, and GOF, they all demonstrate exactly that. Play as a team, play very well, cover your flanks, adapt your tactics, and you're going to succeed in Thunder League. Now, you guys at home, you can win stuff by watching these streams. Yes, indeed. Now, most of you guys probably have already known about this because, let's be honest here, everybody wants some free stuff. But if you didn't yet, all you have to do is go to Warthunder.pro, go to the Streams tab, and log in with your in-game account. Now, the stream doesn't have to be running. You can, of course, just pause the stream, leave it running in the background, go back to Twitch, go play some games, go make your dinner, whatever. As long as the tab is open and you are logged in. Now, you can win some pretty good prizes. We did do some changes in the way the giveaways work, but so far, if you don't have a dog tag, you can win Silverline boosters, research points, free to premium account, 100 Golden Eagles, the M24 Chaffee, and TP51A Mustang. Now, if you do have a dog tag, you can also win, including all of those above prizes, you can also win the RBT5 and some logos of the teams as decals. So, if you want to adorn your B17 in 4 giant stickers of crabs, you can do it now.
Now, if you take a look at the actual game right now, very interesting development from Dislike because they only spawned in with 1 plane. He's got rockets, meanwhile GOF is going on a defensive with 3 planes, out of which are 2 BF-109 G6s, but no bombs or rockets anywhere.
I think GF is going with the air superiority, which is surprising since GF is actually, at least it says in their bio, they are more of a tank-focused team. The new blood they have now, the pilots in their team are actually quite recent. They just didn't used to play aircraft before, and going with air superiority tactics is it's an interesting tactic now. I think it was on this map that Dislike once did one epic play. Orange, I think you were actually commentating with me. Do you remember that one time where Dislike took out a complete team of BF-109 G6 with rockets?
Yep, and it was brutal.
It was
brutal. Nobody expected it. It was just, I think both me and Mike were just sitting there in awe, just what the hell's going on? First there was no vehicles, it was like 2 planes. Oh, okay, I guess they're still planning out their tactics, and out of nowhere the whole team's in BF-109s.
It was absolutely beautiful. Sadly, it didn't work out for Dislike. They kind of were just experimenting in group stages since they already had quite a bit of point lead, and they still managed to win that particular encounter. But that one match they did not win, but they went for an epic show. That's something I really like about Dislike. Even if they don't win, they guarantee to provide a show. It doesn't matter if they win, if they stomp, if they lose. You can guarantee that Dislike is going to put up a show, and Dislike is one of the most entertaining teams to watch. Now, Orange, Tim, how's the situation looking on the ground right now?
If you just look at Strelok there, he's currently pushing around. GOF is in hugely outnumbered here. We've got Dark Doka. Feel Samad has been taken out. He's now the last guy standing in between 3 tanks. basically all that air superiority we were talking about. I mean, air superiority is great, but when you only have one plane to kill and you have 3 planes in the air, that's 3 tanks that are missing on the battlefield.
That's the problem. If you take out too many aircraft and you don't equip them with rockets, they are kind of useless against tanks. Sure, the aircraft can take out something like an Ostwind, for example, since that thing has an open top turret, but since there's no Ostwind in the game, they can't really do much. All they can do is go back to base, rearm, but it's essentially going to make them useless for a couple of minutes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you see at the bottom of the screen, you can see some names passing by. Those are the names of the giveaway winners of the first round of giveaways. Now, if you see your name, just go into the game and see if you open a trophy. If you want something nice, do let us know in the chat. We occasionally do read the chat and read what you guys win. Now, of course, if you're an RBT5, I'm going to find you and I'm going to hunt you down and I'm going to take that RBT5 out of your cold hard hands because I want that thing very, very, very bad.
Oh, Diesel just got taken out by Truth Seeker from on top of the hill there. I mean, GOF is holding off very well considering they have a lack of vehicles on the ground at the moment.
That's the thing, GOF just can't manage with fewer tanks. They are the stronger tanker team. That's what GOF is all about. Now, the thing is though, these teams do really like to take out Soviet tanks. T-34s, T-44s. They are all around very, very good tanks. Especially T-44 has excellent frontal hull armor. It's almost impenetrable with that sloping. Turret is decently armored as well, as long as you don't get shot at flat on from the front. The gun is really, really good. Not too good at longer ranges, but then again, most of the fights do tend to happen between 100 to 300 meters anyway, so that's not an issue anyways. And the tanks are very, very mobile as well, but the problem with Soviet tanks is the crappy gun depression. You have to position your tank perfectly, or you are going to essentially just be completely useless. Especially maps like here in Jungle or Kuban is another map that comes to mind.
Oh,
if
no.
you don't position yourself perfectly, you're not going to have much.
Dark Doka just took a really heavy hit there into the turret.
He did. T25, that's something about T25. The T25, by the way, is a prototype version of the M26. It does have less armor than the M26, however, even though it has the same gun. But having less armor is currently being the downfall of Dark Doka. He is taking shot after shot. His turret ring is down, his commander is down, his loader is down. Bisecting fire here, but takes out Dark Doka. Very well done.
I mean, GOF, yeah, again, holding off, but not good enough. They're now 1 player down. Dark Doka is out of the match. He can't respawn anymore. Some plane support going in for Rocket Bunny. He just had his track deleted, destroyed, and that means that the progression from Thundertaker is going to be easy. And Thundertaker, I haven't seen him before for this, like, or perhaps I just haven't played for that long.
I think I've seen his name before, but yeah, he hasn't played for a while now. But yeah, it's not looking too good for GOF here. If you look at the points, this like currently has 2 capture flags. They have A and AFC, and even though the Undertaker is really the only one standing between Rocket Bunny here and the C flag, he is having no trouble in defending here. And even if he dies, Ba is still in the rearguard, completely being able to defend the C flag. Actually, GOF has to watch out to not lose Rocket Bunny here, or they might actually lose the B flag as well and just lose to a triple cap.
Yeah, there's currently 3 tanks for this, like, on A point. It's going to be hard to get through that. But Ba is in trouble there, because he's being hit by artillery. He's in the ridge line between 2 tanks, and Thundertaker has to make sure that Rocket Bunny doesn't get past him into the C point, because then GOF could turn things around.
The thing is, since both tanks are, well, it's exactly the same tank, the Undertaker has the slight advantage here in being able to just wait it out. Since his team do have the capture points, he has the luxury of just waiting out and make Rocket Bunny take the first move. Now, as long as he evades that artillery strike, he can just sit there. He doesn't need to move. The time is playing on Dislike's hand right now.
Yep, that's all the advantage from the beginning of the match. Taking out 3 planes for GOF. Might have just cost them the match.
Stripe 42, the team captain of Dislikes, now going with some aggressive rushing here in the T-34-85. Interesting tactic. That thing doesn't really have much hull armor. If he gets shot at in the side, he's pretty much dead. But Cicadas took some heavy hits there. His turret ring is down and gets taken out by Dazzle.
I think that was his own gun recall that killed him.
It might have been. I think he had a damaged cannon breach. Now, we all know how damaged cannon breaches are. If you fire with a damaged cannon breach, it's a gamble. Either you shoot or you kill yourself. And especially in my case, more often than not, you kill yourself. I've died so many times. Oh god. Now
Yeah,
Strelic is
not looking good for GOF right now.
Strelic very smartly here pushing back since he has a Tiger E and a Panther F on either side, but it doesn't really matter. The points are just about to run out. Displaying a very, very strong game here. Gotta
Yeah.
say.
Playing
I
it
was kind of
defensively,
hoping-
playing it ticket-wise, pressing all the time, and Aspirity from the beginning, not much they can do.
Rocket Bunny did manage to take out the Undertaker, but it's too late. He's not going to make it into cap zone before the tickets run out.
Even if he did, Bar was behind him at this point, and yet he's on fire.
His
never
tank
worked
is
out.
on fire. Like I say, I'm kind of disappointed here. Tim, the thing is, when I think of dislike, I always think of those comeback tactics. I've nicknamed it the dislike tactic. We've seen in one of the days where you and Sean commented, where both of the games we had 5 matches per game because the teams just won 2 games and then lost 3 games in a row with the epic comebacks. I was always saying the teams were pulling off dislikes because that's
Yep.
what dislikes do. Especially in the group stage, we've seen this a lot. Dislike lose the first 2 games and then win 3 games in a row in an epic comeback. They've done it twice or even 3 times so far. Not so much this time. They're not even letting GOF win anything.
I feel like this has changed the tactics, and they're becoming, you know, from because in the beginning of the tournament, I think we looked at them as a bit of underdogs. You know, they didn't look like a team was going to be dangerous, and then they proved us wrong. They were constantly giving those comebacks, but the problem is it's a risky tactic. You know, you're always risking losing points, losing matches, and I think they've improved the tactic to the point where they're not going to let any kind of chance come in between them and the finals.
I think they are playing more safely now. I definitely noticed that a lot of the teams have changed their tactics since the group stages. They seem to be playing much, much, much safer now.
I mean, if one thing is certain, both Dislike and GOF can still afford to lose a match. It wouldn't be nice, but they can. The matches we watched yesterday, however, between Verve and the Radler and Poltergeist and Think, those were elimination matches, and the Radler and Poltergeist sadly went back home.
Indeed, sadly, the Adler and Poltergeist did not make it into the top 6. Why is the top 6 so important? Well, the prize money is actually being distributed among the top 6 teams. So sadly, the Adler and Poltergeist are going home, packing their bags, crying in the corner with nothing to show for other than experience and some bruises. Yeah. The bear from the Verve has put some massive, massive lashes into those poor the Adler guys. But at least the teams that are still in the playoffs are guaranteed to win at least some kind of money. Now, of course, the higher you go, the more money you win. And the prize pool is actually quite high. We did break the $54,000 milestone. Well, not exactly a milestone, but let's say a personal milestone. Which means all DocTech owners also have received a lot of stuff so far. If you're completely oblivious and have no idea what's going on, basically, there was a time, especially during the start of this, where you could buy a DocTech for about $7. And if you bought a DocTech back then, you now got, for $7, guaranteed 2 premium vehicles, being the B49E7 and the Panther T5. You got 20 challenges for skins for tanks and aircraft, with the ability to unlock 1 more premium aircraft, the P51A Mustang, and the M24 Chaffee, which is not a premium, but is a rare tank with APCR rounds. You got access to 100 tournaments, decals, titles, Truckle Smoke, which is coming up in an update sometime this or next week as well. Lots of stuff. And if you were one of those guys that held off, well, now it's too late, because now the dog tags cost $20 if you want to get yourself one.
Now, a bit of change of tactics. GOF now taking out, well, at the moment, only 2 planes. Both the rockets and Dislike taking out 3. Who's going to be the camping at sea this time? Is it going to be Dislike or GOF's home turf?
Now, GOF is on the better side. We've seen this before. The side that GOF spawned on, the eastern side. It's easier to hold the sea flag if you can get it first. That's the thing. You have to get the sea flag first. But once you do, you don't need as many tanks as the other side does to hold this sea flag. Pretty much 2 tanks can completely hold the lines here. If you get a T-44 parked sideways onto the house, overwatching the other side of the river, and a teammate on the other side, overwatching his rear, they're pretty much impenetrable.
Now, James Scooter took out Thundertaker, and Layla set afire Dark Doka, who is trying to flank. That's going to set him back a couple of minutes.
Now, Dislike will have to fight for this win here, because remember, this is the home turf of GOF. GOF love Eastern Europe. This is all about GOF playing this map. They're probably one of the best teams on this map, and we've seen this before. I think there was a match between GOF and Dynamite. Dynamite being the Polish team, where we had a back and forth between Eastern Europe and Poland. We went on Eastern Europe, GOF won. We went on Poland, Dynamite won. We went on Eastern Europe again, GOF won. And GOF just knows how to play this map. Now, this did let him get the C flag, which might be bad. GOF did manage to get into C flag first and have the perfect position right now. So I'm guessing that this will have to get some air superiority if they want to be able to dislodge these guys from here.
Oh, look at Sicardis. He's going up to a vertical, being chased by Johnny K. Yeah, Johnny's going to be stalling out. He has to get out of the area as soon as possible. Sicardis will be hammer-heading on top.
Oh, beautiful maneuver though, look at that.
Beautiful.
Gotta say, the LA-7 is a really good little aircraft. Gets lots of
Oh,
guns.
Sicardis takes one from Thunder. Thrandle? Oh,
Mate,
he's definitely a new player.
Mate, you got a hole in your right wing. Ouch. That must have hurt, but that means that GOF has to run all out of air superiority. And not only that, they lost a lot of players actually. They're already down 4 respawns. This only has lost 1 respawn so far. So even though GOF has currently the point advantage in having the C flag, but they didn't even go for A yet. That's actually interesting. Even though they have the C flag, they might be running out of tanks very soon if they don't learn to conserve their players here. Because remember, there's a thing called the domino effect, nicknamed by myself. The more tanks you lose, the more tanks you are going to lose. And we've seen this time and time again. Now, these players can only spawn in twice. If you lose your 2 spawns, you are out of this match and you can't support your teammates anymore. And the one thing that kills tanks over and over again is getting flanked and outnumbered. Now, if you, for example, are playing only 5 against 7, yeah, you're going to lose your tank one by one by getting flanked, getting rushed, getting Zerg rushed, getting piled on.
I mean, it's going to be a serious problem here because basically this has to go and somehow get Phil some out behind that house. It's going to be a hot nut to crack. And it looks like Zerba's back with another giveaway, so check the bottom of the screen. You might have won something fantastic. Check your in-game accounts, but other than that, at this point in time, by buying a dog tag, you actually get free access to 2 premium vehicles, the Panther T5, the Russian Tech Tree, and the BF-19 U2 E7. Numbers, letters, complicated. It's a brilliant aircraft, that's all I'm going to say.
Essentially just an E4 with a 250 kilogram bomb and premium bonus, of course. It's got a nice aircraft. I actually flew it out yesterday and I really enjoy it. For the battle rating, it's a really good aircraft.
It's lovely. Oh, look at Hayes. He's about to be engaged by Dark Doka. T-44 versus T-34A5.
Oh yes, fight on the other side of the river now. Whoever wins this fight is going to decide the fate of this match. If this loses the support on the other side of the river, they might have a hard time to take the C flag. At the same time, if Dark Doker dies here, GOF might run into trouble very soon, and this might actually take this around. And remember, GOF has already lost 1 player. Sicardis is out. Sicardis is out. He lost his 2 respawns, and GOF is down to 6 players now.
And Dark Doka already done once, so he can't afford to lose it here. He has to keep Hayes occupied, but he can't risk pushing out there. And the biggest problem is going to be those logs, because it's going to be hard to try to hit the lower glaciers of the T-44.
Generally, teams don't really go for the lower glaciers. They do tend to go for turret shots first. But Dark Doker is playing it smart here. He knows that he has a disadvantage in terms of tanks, because let's be honest, the T-44 is going to beat a T-34 every time, unless he can get a lucky shot into the turret. But he's playing for Temi, because here's the thing. GOF, even though they have less players, they still have the cap advantage here. So as long as Dark Doker doesn't die here, he can still make a difference for his team, because as long as he stays here, Hazel can't really face his turret anymore. And never mind, Dark Doker just got taken out. That's 1 less player for GOF, and they are down to 5 players. And not only that, Hazel now has free fire over to the other side of the river. And Dislike is taking the C flag. This is the comeback for Dislike.
Yep, Phil has been eliminated, and that's basically the only wall standing between Dislike and the C point.
Now, can GOF turn it around? That's the question here. So far, no aircraft, actually.
No,
It doesn't seem
I
like
mean-
GOF is going with aircraft here, which might be a bad tactic. Something like a SM-79B might be very good to employ, especially since this has nothing to defend the air. But
And they have a lot of tanks in the same area. It could work out, yeah.
But since GOF is more of a tanker team, it doesn't seem like they are going for that tech. Now, Security is getting pummeled by this artillery. He just went on fire, he extinguished the fire, but his engine is down. And he's taking shots in the side, his tracks are both down, he's pretty much immobilized right now and taking fire from Strelok and the Nixo and Johnny K from the back. Where is his team at? Oh, this is not looking good for GOF. This is not looking good for GOF whatever.
No, not at all. And, you know, already being down 2 players, it's not looking good. Truth Seeker is looking at being the next one, being eliminated. Yep, there he goes.
I'm telling you, man, you can't play with the crab. Play with the crab, mess with the crab, and they pinch you. And once they pinch you, they don't let go. There's pretty much no chance for GF to come back now. I mean, they are down 2 players. Each of the remaining players they have no respawns left. Whoever dies now is out. Dislike has lost only 1 player, and 3 of the players can still respawn in once more. So they can actually comfortably spawn out and take some bombers, which is exactly what's happening right now. Friend Wheel got the SM-79B. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the first flying grocery store of today.
It's brutal as a thing. GOF can't do anything. I mean, they have 4 tanks they have to go by to get the C point. Plus, there's Hayes waiting on the other side of the river, and now the SM-79's coming in. Their best bets are just to, you know, join forces and try their best, because they're not going to outnumber them.
That's the thing, GF they just lost too many tanks. I mean, they had the right idea in taking the C flag early and holding it, but losing the other side of the river and, well, just getting taken out apart one by one, especially losing 4 tanks right at the start of the battle, that was bad. That was very bad.
I mean, the problem with GOF is that throughout the group stage, they were using the same tactic on Eastern Europe, because 2 of the maps that would be chosen in Eastern Europe. And teams always lost against GOF. Until the playoffs started, where, you know, teams realized that was a tactic they would use, and they simply countered it. And GOF is like a chicken without a head when you put it on any other map but Eastern Europe, or especially when you put it on Eastern Europe and they can't get the C point captured.
That's the thing, I've noticed this before. If you manage to break GF on Eastern Europe, you break their morale as well. And I'm guessing this is actually going to blow on their morale. I mean, if they can't win on their favorite map, how are they going to win at all? That's probably what's going through the heads of these players right now, and this is not what you can have going through your head right now, because that's going to distract you, and if you let yourself get distracted, you're going to lose the next match. And remember, as it happens, Dislike seems to be winning this game, and if they win this game, they are 2-0 up, which means they only have to win 1 more game. And not only that, Dislike is also choosing the next map, which is going to give them even more of an advantage. GF have to put themselves together, and they have to beat Dislike at being Dislike if they don't want to get a loss under the belt. Now, they can of course still afford to lose, but if they do lose, they have to face off against Verve tomorrow. And you don't want to face off against Verve.
Now looks like Thandul just dropped some bombs on Truth Seeker, and Siberian Man only hit Truth Seeker, but it was in the engine and the cannon barrel, so he is basically cannon fodder, and Siberian Man is not trying to hide behind him to repair his gun breach. This is not looking good for GOF.
I'm not really sure what Trundle is doing here.
Oh, that was brutal. That was a double elimination.
Panther got taken out. Makes me sad. The Panther F is a really beautiful little tank. Quite like it.
It is
now
cute,
GF
but that frontal turret armor. Oh, rubbish.
Oh, this is not looking good. GF is down to 2 players. Rocket Bunny and Field Somat are the only ones holding off the onslaught of Dislike. And knowing Dislike, they are just going to Zerg Rush. Look at this. They don't even care anymore. Firing on the move. Johnny K fires on the move, takes out. They take out Field Somat, and Rocket Bunny is down as well. Congratulations, Dislike takes this win as well. It is now 2-0. Now,
And it looks like we have another round of giveaways.
Oh, we do indeed. Zerberklaus is coming back to town. Orange, why don't you take this time and explain to the viewers how they can participate in these giveaways?
All you have to do is watch on Warthunder.pro. You don't have to have it opened. I mean, running the actual stream there, just, you know, minimize the window, watch it on Twitch, write your stuff in chat, just don't post virus links because we will delete them. And you might have a chance at winning some lovely prizes. And if that's not enough, buying a dog tag at this point, since we reach 50,000, will guarantee you the BF19 E7U2 as well as the Panther T5.
Indeed, and Panther T5 is a nasty little tank. It's essentially a Panther A, but without the APCR ammo. And at 5.7. It's nice. It's nice.
It is
I like
a nice
playing
tank.
it. Right, now it seems like the next map is Poland. Yes.
Interesting choice from Dislike. I mean, they could go with jungle again, but I guess they're trying to confuse GOF by mixing up the maps a bit here.
I don't know if that's a good decision. Well, then again, Dislike have proven that they can beat GOF in city maps. So Poland shouldn't be a problem either. But it's all going to depend on the start of the map. Poland is one of those maps that you definitely have to hold from the start. You have to put in a lot of work right at the start. The main way to win Poland is to hold both B and A. If you can hold both B and A, and especially B, B is probably one of the most valuable flags, even it is one of the most far away flags. If you can send something like a Tiger E, a Panzer 470, a M4A3 Jumbo over to the B flag, hold it, you can just snipe right into the enemy spawn all day long. We've seen so much carnage on this Poland map. It's amazing. Knowing Dislike, they're of course just completely going to ignore B. How much do you want to bet that Dislike's still completely going to ignore B and go for A and C? I can already see it.
It's a 99% chance, really. Or we can see all planes and just go for a wipeout. They're so unpredictable. They have changed a lot since the group stage, but I think they still have a little bit of that, well, abstract flying, as I like to call it, tactics that simply wouldn't occur to other teams.
Now, whilst the map is loading in, ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, welcome to Thunder League. You're currently witnessing the playoffs. This is Dislike versus GOF, and Dislike is currently leading 2-0. This is a match ball. One more game, and, well, GOF is not out just yet, but if they lose, they are going to have to face off against Verve, and Verve is dangerous, man. Verve is dangerous. They are the current champions of the Thunder Cup. They're a very strong team, and yeah, GOF does not want to lose 2 days in a row. Let's put it at that. Now, interesting tactics here. GOF going with 3 aircraft. They have 2 BF-96s with rocket pods and 1 LA-7. And they actually went with a good mix-up here. They have 1 M4A3 Jumbo, 1 T-25, and 2 T-34s. Now my guess is the T-34s are going to go straight for the city here. And the American tanks should probably go for the B flag. And it seems like this is exactly what is happening right now. Yes, indeed. So these guys know
going straight in. Look at the BF-19s. They just rushed in.
Zergrush!
GOF is trying to kill them with a rocket snus, but that was never going to hit there from Siberian Man.
Brunel takes out Field, so mad indeed. Good rocket drop, so far nothing else died. Johnny K shoots down Siberian Man. It seems like Dislike is actually winning this air war right here.
Yep, James Cook is out. Big hole in his left wing. That leaves Sicardis in the LA-7 now diving down to avenge his fallen comrades, but he has 3 planes to kill, so it's going to be a bit hard.
No, sometimes I feel like I should be burned to the stake orange.
What did you do?
Well, I bet Dislike wasn't going to send a single tank on B, and that's exactly what happened. They don't care about your presumptions and your customs. They don't care. They are the hipsters of Warthunder.
It's a bold tactic, because Bravo has proven to be a very important thing, especially for defending Alpha, but if they can capture Alpha before the Truth Seeker gets in there and camps himself, as he loves to do, they might still have a very good chance.
And even if they don't capture Alpha, they have the air superiority. They can just reload their rockets and go back and harass GOF one by one. We see what these BF-19s can do.
Sicardis is still alive, and he's keeping his altitude above the BF-19. So if they go back and land, he could try to strengthen them. Although, again, I wouldn't risk going into the AAA field. It's deadly.
That's the thing. You ideally want to not risk your aircraft when you go off after enemy aircraft. But Sicardis doesn't really have to do anything. I mean, as long as he stays high here, he's putting pressure on Dislike. As long as he stays here, can at least distract the guys.
Now, Dislike did go for C, and now they have A open, but Truth Seeker is in there behind the house. And they're going to have support from Bravo, from Dark Doka, and Rocket Bunny.
And not only that, Field Nomad is also in a very good position here. Strela can't really go around and flank Truth Seeker either. As long as Field Nomad and the guys over on B flag stay alive, it's going to be very hard for Dislike to take this A flag out. I think they're going to have to wait for the B-49 to come back and take out Truth Seeker if they want to capture this flag.
Strelk is trying to snipe Dark Doka from across the map. Takes one more shot there. It's going to be hard. I mean, it's a difficult shot to take.
Sadly, we see again a repetition of the last match. GF has already lost 3 respawns. Dislike still hasn't died once. Numbers disadvantage right now. Of course, all the teams are still alive, but... oh, GF just lost another one. Not good, not good. That's 4, 2, 1 deaths. Dislike's going with the same tactics here again. They're not really going for the caps, but they are slowly withering away at the numbers of GOF. GF cannot afford to lose any more tanks here.
Now, Dislike is now taking off Legolas and Thranduil, but Cicadis is keeping tabs on above the map, so it's going to be hard for them to try to go after the tanks without risking being shot there by him. The best chance will be to just ignore the planes completely and roll out more tanks.
What GF should probably do is actually spawn into at least one more aircraft or an Ostwind. An Ostwind would be nice right now. An Ostwind.
Yeah, they need one.
The thing is, since there's like so many aircraft in the air, it's very dangerous. Even though Cicada is still in the air, you can only distract 1 aircraft at a time, and Dislike has 2. 2 B-4 with rockets, and both of them are more than capable to end the life of Field Summit and Truth in the A flag instantly. And once those guys die, the Undertaker can easily take this flag, because he's in perfect cover here. Undertaker is in a very good position here. As long as he doesn't advance, the guys over on the B flag can't shoot at him because there's a massive house in the way, and nothing from the spawn of GF can shoot him because there's another massive house in the way, and he's right in the cap circle.
Yeah, he's in a perfect position. Prime spot.
Now it seems to me like Dislike is actually, the rest of the team of Dislike seems to be going for a pincer maneuver. They are going around. Now Stolik is still being held down by the other guys on the other side of the lake. He can't really advance right now. Especially if you don't want to trade shots at long range against a M4A3, not in the T44. The M4A3 has a very good gun. Doesn't do much damage, especially with the APCR rounds, but it has more than enough penetration to prove trouble to the T44. On the other hand, Bar 93 and the Nix are slowly creeping around, making sure that GF doesn't go for a surprise cap for the C, and putting pressure as well. They might very well flank Siberian Man very soon here.
Now, interesting enough, we see James Cook is spawned in the grocery store, but he is now circling above his own airfield. That's an interesting tactic.
He might have spawned in too early.
Yeah, potentially, because there's still 2 planes.
The grocery store is very good as long as you don't have anything to oppose you. If there's an anti-aircraft vehicle in the air or even an enemy aircraft, the SM-79B is a massive and slow target. That's the problem with it.
Here comes Thranduil, rockets ready, going for Rocket Bunny.
Yep, he's going for Rocket Bunny. And he takes him out! Yes. Nice rocket drop here, which means that Johnny K can now contest his flag. Dark Dogger is too far away to hold him off. This is good. Just like he's going with the advance now. They are flanking around. They are creating lines of fire here. As soon as Johnny K takes this flag, and hopefully he can take out Dark Dogger as well, he can put some fire into Truth Seeker and Field Summit on the A flag, and we might see a triple cap.
It's very possible.
James Cook is still just kind of floating around his airfield here.
I don't know what he's waiting for. I mean, he has Cicadis to protect him.
Oh, Thranduil went in and took out Rocket Bunny, was that right?
Yeah, that happened on Bravo, but I think Thranduil's about to deliver some rockets to Truth Seeker and Alpha.
There's some airbattle going on between Cicadis and Legolas. Thranduil coming back in, Cicadis in the air. Not so much happening right now. Seems like
no, very still progression here. Bravo is about to be captured by Johnny K, and he's completely unopposed.
Yeah, so he managed to take out the M4A3 that was stalking him, which means Dislike has just turned around the ticket bleed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 8 minutes into the game and it's all still open. But, oh Orange, look at the team lists. Look at the team list. GF is down 2 players already. The remaining of the team has, well, 3 other players don't have any respawns left either. Dislike, miraculously in 8 minutes, only managed to die once. In 8 minutes. How does that work? I don't know. How do medics work?
And just a bit of a random fact, the player who died was Thranduil, I believe, when he crashed on the enemy airfield, on his own airfield. Indeed, that was it was. So technically they haven't actually died yet because he crashed and repaired. So not looking good for GOF here. But what it is looking good is another round of giveaways, if I'm not mistaken. It appears so. we should have a new round of giveaways happening any minute now. So check the bottom of the screen when names appear, and you might have won something fantastic. Just make sure you're watching on Warthunder.pro. You can have the thing minimized, be logged in with your War Thunder account, and keep your little chats in the Twitch chat, and Zerba will be communicating with you through there because he's all over the place. He enjoys chat, man. He loves it.
I like Zerba, man. He's a really cool guy. Guys in the chat, let's do a shout out to Zerba. He deserves it. I mean, this guy has been working his rear off for these streams, and he really deserves some recognition. I mean, he takes care of the organization of the Thunder League. He takes care of the giveaways. He really works hard. Guys, round of applause for Zerba Claus.
The MVP of Thunder League.
The MVP of Thunder League. Honestly, he should compete by himself. Like, have GOF versus Team Zerba with 7 Zerbas. Now, situation on the ground, not much changed so far. The Undertaker is still holding stock in his A flag. Truthseeker and Fieldsomad still alive, but hurt. Johnny K is still uncontested on the B flag. There's nothing left for GOF to take the B flag out, which means they are mounting an offensive. Yes, GOF very smartly mounting an offensive on the C flag. They noticed that they can't really do anything about V anymore, so they are mounting the counter attack on the C flag. The only problem is though, they can't afford to lose any more tanks. That is the problem right now. They've lost so many tanks already. They've lost 2 players. They're currently playing they're currently playing 5 versus 7. And remember, the more tanks you lose, the more tanks you are going to lose. So they have to be very, very, very careful to not die anymore.
Yeah, we got FanDuel coming in with the grocery store. Is going to be dropping some bombs, probably at around C point for James Cook and Cicadas. They have to be careful. If not anything, they have to move. Yeah, there goes James Cook, cooking in his Tigery.
There was his last respawn as well. GF's now down to 4 players versus 7 Dislike players. And Dislike has 2 flying grocery stores in the air. Oh, this is good. This is good. This is exactly what I was waiting for. Dislike now pressing for elimination. We have 4 minutes left into this game. Dislike is leading in points. They are leading in capture points. And they are now rushing GOF. Cicadas, run away, mate. Run away.
Well, him or Truthseeker and Feel So Mad near Alpha, it's not going good. Look at that tag to me. It's like playing. Playing with their food.
Yeah, look at this is beautiful.
Oh.
Face hugging in tanks. Oh.
And here comes the grocery store.
Cicadas taken out. GF's now down to 3 players. Feel So Mad, Truthseeker and Siberian Man, they're just about to be bombed by flying grocery stores. The rest of the team of Dislike is now moving in. Zerg rushing. Feel So Mad gets taken out.
Oh, double kill.
1 player left. Truthseeker's now the only player left. Oh,
and he's the only one with respawns there. That's a bit sad.
Truthseeker, you poor bastard. You poor bastard. Oh, but he takes out Undertaker. Very good, very good. Finally, after 12 minutes, he finally takes out Undertaker. There's a bomb, run away, and he gets taken out by the bomb. Too bad.
Truthseeker fought very well there on A point, but his team just couldn't keep the respawns alive.
Is he going to respawn? It doesn't really matter. I mean, they lost already. They lost. There's no way for Truthseeker to take this one back, and I doubt he's going to actually respawn here. He does. He does, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Round of applause for
that is bravery. And it looks like Legolas is coming straight back around with the grocery store. He's going to be dropping the bombs here.
Like I say, respect to Truthseeker. He's not going down without a fight. Oh, can he take down the SM-79B? That would be nice. Oh. Friendly coming in. Cue the shark team and crashes into the ground.
He's suicided.
He just went all honorable on Truthseeker right there. Bombs dropped a bit too far away, takes no damage so far. Only his commander is down. Yes, indeed, Truthseeker still doing fine, but what's the point? Honestly, what's the point? He's just waiting to die right now. He's just delaying the inevitable.
Yeah, with 2 minutes left on the clock and a ticket heavily in advantage of Dislike, there's nothing he can do.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, welcome to Thunder League Playoffs. You are witnessing the last battle between GOF and Dislike. But don't go away just yet. Stay tuned, because after this battle we are going to have Dynamite versus Arcade starting in roughly 45 minutes. Trubisky's still alive, interestingly enough. I think Dislike is just kind of playing with him, isn't it? Aren't they?
I think they're kind of like letting him go around, crawl until the match really ends.
Like, Dislike is a bit sadistic, isn't they? Aren't they?
They
This
are.
Before, in the match between Dislike and Akai Victory in the group stages, in the last match, there was only one player left on Akai Victory, and they surrounded him. Literally. They didn't even fire the gun, they just surrounded him and bullied him. And the game is over.
Yeah.
Dislike takes the win. Easy, easy peasy. Cheeky breaky. 3-0 win against UF, which means Dislike has secured position in the next phase of the playoffs and is going to face off against the winner of the next match. So either Dynamite or Arcade, whoever wins that match, is going to face off against Dislike next. Jeff, on the other hand, they will have to face off against Verve. That's going to be a tough one. That is going to be a tough one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, whilst we look at the tables here, so yes, Dislike has advanced. The next match is going to be between Dynamite and Arcade. Whoever wins that one is going to face off against Dislike next. And whoever loses the next match is going to face off against Team Fink. So, those are going to be some interesting battles. Now, remember, these are the playoffs. You can afford to lose once. Jeff is not out just yet, but they cannot afford to lose anymore. That's the only chance they got. If they lose against Verve, they are out of this tournament.
And so is Verve, they lose against GOF, or Think
true.
losing against Arcade or Dynamite, depending on which one is going to be winning.
That is indeed true. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a break whilst we wait for this next match. But do stay tuned. In roughly 45 minutes, the next match between Dynamite and Arcade is going to start. Now, don't forget, if you want to win something in the giveaways, you have to be logged into Warthunder.pro on the Streams tab. That's all you have to do. You can pause the stream, just be logged in with your in-game account, and occasionally Santa Zerba or Zerba Claus is going to push that big red button, hopefully not breaking it, and he's going to give away some stuff. Now, commentating for your pleasure are myself, Michael Boom, and Tim, also known as the Orange Doom. We'll be back with you for the second match. We are not going away. Sean is taking a break today. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this match. We are going to stick around a bit in the chat, talking to you guys, and we will be back after. So, Tim, any closing words?
I need some food.
Tim needs some food. He needs a sandwich. Someone making a sandwich. Alright guys, we will see you in a bit. Stay tuned.
The underdog is crushing the top dog.
It's just amazing what these guys can pull off.
He's going for Avro. Please run from Red Tank.
No, and she takes him out. What a game. What a game. My God. They're attacking. There's every single vehicle of Dislike is moving up. They're assaulting them.
Welcome back to Thunder League.